What's up? I'm Dennis the Cigar Dude. Today we're taking a look at the Nomad Drop Dead Gorgeous 2020. So this has a really cool band. It's kind of a undead Marilyn Monroe. You can see she's got kind of her torn dress, kind of her rib cage, all that kind of stuff. Kind of a corpse Marilyn Monroe. It's pretty cool. We can see up here, we got this triple cap on a nice Corojo Rosado binder or wrapper. Now for the binder and the filler, they don't tell us what it is for some reason. Of course, us cigar smokers, we usually know what that means. So I'm just going to take it to mean that there's some tobacco in there that they cannot talk about. Now, for those of you who don't know, Nomad, a while ago, was its own company, but about 2 years ago, I would say, they ended up getting bought by Ezra Zion. And I'll be reviewing some Ezra. You've probably heard of Ezra Zion. They're a really cool company, and they are responsible for Nomad continuing to be a cigar brand. Now, have they held up over time as far as their cigars being good and everything? There's only one way to find out. It's with a cut and a light. I'd say yes, it has held up over time as far as their cigars being good. Something I forgot to mention about this cigar is that we do have a shaggy foot here. Now, for those of you who are not familiar, that means that the wrapper does not come all the way to the length of the cigar, but it cuts off about here. So what you're seeing here is just the binder and the filler. And then here in a minute, about an inch in, we're going to get to the wrapper, which is going to provide us with an extra little shot of flavor to add to kind of the rest of the stick. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go outside, I'm going to smoke this first third, and then I'll be right back with you for my flavor notes. What's up? We are now beginning the second third. The first third for me had a lot of leather notes. Another thing that was real prominent to me was kind of right into, halfway into the second third, we got quite a bit of pepper going on. Basically right when we hit the wrapper is when, so not even halfway actually, but, right when we hit the wrapper from that shaggy foot, we definitely got some pepper on this profile. Another thing I got was a decent amount of earth, which was pretty nice. That earth kind of balanced out, kind of the leather with the pepper, and it kind of just gave it a nice little way of kind of bridging the two flavor profiles, which was really nice. But check it out. This thing puts out so much freaking smoke, man. Like this thing, I am getting giant plumes of smoke from it. I mean, just check it out. It's a lot of a lot of smoke off of this cigar. I mean, you can kind of see just what it's giving off just on its own. Even without me puffing on it or anything like that, it is just chiefing, which is super great. It's also smoking fairly quickly. Now I want to talk about the ash. In a lot of my videos, you're not going to see me do a lot of, long ash kind of videos, anything like that. I may do a video kind of talking about it. Basically, it's just a good way to show how it's constructed. But personally, I have a really bad habit of going ahead and dropping the ash, just having the ash break. And then instead of smoking the cigar, I'm wearing it, which is something that I don't want to do. But yeah, let's dive into kind of my thoughts so far. It is very well constructed. I haven't had to touch it up. You can see the burn line is pretty consistent. There's that little dip right there, but I think that that's going to clear itself up. There's nothing, you can tell there's no significant canoeing or tunneling or anything like that. And it's burning pretty consistently, which is really cool. The last couple cigars that I've been able to smoke on this channel, well, I guess this is only the second video, but the last few cigars that I've smoked, I've not really had to do a lot to, which has been really nice. Not just from Nomad, but the other brands that I like to smoke. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead. We'll dive into the second third, and I will see you back here when we start into the final third. What's up? We're now about to get to the final third. I just got the second third, and that leather and that spice have really kind of mellowed out. They're not gone. They're not, you know, subsided or anything like that. Is that a word? Is subsided a word? If it's not, I just made it one. But they definitely have kind of mellowed out and evened out a whole lot. I really think that you know, it's bringing on some creaminess. It's really bringing an even bridge to those two flavor profiles. I mentioned earthiness earlier, which it's still got a little bit of, and it's still melding really well with those two flavor profiles, the leather and the pepper. But the thing about it is that creaminess is making all of it just kind of meld together really well and blend really well and mix. And so right now I'm really enjoying the stick. It's still burning real evenly, except for that one little part. But I don't think there's a cigar out there that's going to burn perfectly evenly. But it definitely is burning really well. That burn line, we don't have a whole lot of crazy dips. We don't have anything, you know, really crazy going on. That, like I said earlier, when we saw that little divot that was there, that's gone. You can tell I totally smoked through that and corrected it. Maybe it corrected depending on where it was at, but it did correct itself. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this to someone who's trying to get into more medium to full bodied sticks. It's not overly strong. It's not knocking me on my butt. It's not, you know, kicking me in the teeth, you know, but it is definitely letting me know it's there. And so, so far, great cigar. And now we're going to get into this final third, and I'll be back with my review of that third and my final thoughts. What's up, guys? We are into the final third, and this thing has been fantastic all the way through. On this final third, we did get a pretty big switch up on the flavor profile. I was not expecting it. It was definitely awesome. We went from that earthy, leathery, creamy, all that, right, to pepper. We kept a little bit of that pepper, but we actually got a little bit more of that earthiness. It was like if you just dropped the creamy and we dropped the leather, and you just had the greatest blend of earthiness and pepper, and it is so great here on this final third. Still putting out crazy amounts of smoke. Still really just, I mean, this, like, There is smoke basically almost filling the room right now. Not even close. But hopefully not, because right now I've got a fan going full speed, and I've got a window open near that fan. The reason for that is because last week when I made the video, my fiance came home, and we lived together, and she got home and she messaged me, and she, I think, was feeling a little bit homicidal because of how strong the smoke smell in our apartment was. So so I have taken some precautions so that our apartment doesn't smell bad, so that my life is not on the line and I can keep making videos and keep smoking cigars. And so yeah, that's also why you might hear some traffic noise in the video, is because it's coming in through that window, and we live right next to a really busy road. We're probably 50 yards from one of the busiest roads in central Austin. So yeah, that's why you probably hear some cars going by. You might hear an engine, you might hear someone honking, whatever. It's a small price to pay for my well-being and, my relationship. I'm getting married in April, and I want to keep it that way. Yeah. Anyway, back to the cigar. This thing is definitely worth the money. I think I paid about $10 for it, but it smokes like something I would pay $15 for. Again, great smoke production. It definitely coats the mouth really well. The smoke does. Whatever that binder and filler are, it's just really making this thing not only a powerhouse, but just a massive flavor bomb. Along with this Corojo Rosado wrapper, it's just fantastic. And again, like we were talking about earlier, that burn line really hasn't changed a whole lot since we began that second third. Or since we began the final third, I should say. We still have that little notch up there, but it's still pretty consistent all the way around, which is exactly what we want to see. And so, yeah, I'm just about done with the cigar. It's been awesome. I definitely recommend it if you can get your hands on it. I believe it is actually a limited edition, or limited release from Nomad. But if you can get your hands on them, whether it's on Cigar Bid or anything like that, I know the place that I usually get cigars for this channel, and really just in my everyday life, they're out of it. So I'm not going to link it below because there's no reason to, because you can't get it from them. But if you can find it, definitely get one of these. Or 3 or 10. However many you can get your hands on, do it. It is a great smoke. Anyway, that is all for today, for this review. I accidentally just ashed on the ground in our kitchen, so I'm going to have to clean that up. But I will see you next week. Also, quick thing, I figured out last week, a lot of last week was learning for me. I didn't quite know how to do this. I took some notes on what I needed to do to improve. One of the things that I have figured out from last week was that filming and uploading on the same day is really, really tough. So I'm probably going to film on Tuesdays, but I'm probably not going to upload the video until Wednesdays. That way I have time to edit, make sure everything's good, double, triple, quadruple check everything. And that way I can put out better videos because I'll have more time to do it. So with that out of the way, y'all have a great day. Go ahead, if you can, pick up Drop Dead Gorgeous 2020 by Nomad, and I will see you next week with another video. Peace.